what's up everyone? Welcome back to Fantasy Benchwarmers. So, in today's episode, itutuloy lang namin yung we're on the last batch of the team awards that we're giving out. So, by this time, lumabas na yung news that the NBA fantasy season is officially over. So, pretty much, medyo good timing na rin for us kasi we're wrapping up on the team awards, and then the last, this is the part 6 of a 7-part series. So with me tonight is our commissioner, once again si Eric Go, and then we have a new guest, co-manager namin sa league, Mr. John Nicolas Go. Hindi rin sila magkapatid.
Hey guys.
Hindi rin kayo magkapatid. Marami lang Go.
Oh, sa league namin marami lang Go. Actually, marami. Anyway, sige guys, let's how are you guys? Kamusta?
Good,
okay
good.
naman. Getting back to work.
Medyo malapit nang mag-full all out na.
Ang nakakatakot kung ibalik nila tayo sa ECQ.
Hindi na yan. Feeling ko hindi na.
Sana for everybody's sake.
Yo nga. Sige. Alright, so let's start off. Ang first team natin that we're gonna talk about is the Sacramento Kings. Actually, medyo halos similar yung mga picks natin. For MVP, let's talk about MVP first. The Aaron Fox ang pinili namin ni Eric, and then si Nick is Richaun Holmes.
Si Nick muna. Nick.
Yep. Bakit si Richaun
Bakit
Holmes?
Richaun?
Si Richaun Holmes kasi, if matatanda natin, na draft siya, I think medyo tail end na ng mga drafts. Hindi natin siya kinonsider as a big man na supposedly magsa-start. But towards siguro mga 10-12 games into the season, he took over the starting spot, if I remember correctly. And then from then on, tuloy-tuloy ang gaganda ng games niya. Na umabot pa siya sa isang part ng season natin, lagi siya nasa top 30 range ng mga bigs.
Yes.
So we can say he overachieved, but we've known na given the minutes si Holmes talaga, he always produces efficient numbers like low turnovers, good defensive stats, high field goal. Kaya siya yung
Actually, si Richaun nga actually parang secret ng mga fantasy experts. Actually, maraming sobrang naiinis bakit hindi siya nakakuha ng minutes. And this year, finally, siya ang nakuha na rin yung minutes na kailangan niya. And correct. Ako naman, I knew Richaun was higher than the Aaron Fox talaga. But I chose Fox only because I felt na mas maraming linaro si Fox, mas maraming sample size, kumbaga. Richaun was basically a limited size tapos na-injure pa siya if you remember. So yung numbers niya medyo limited size. So pinili ko si Fox. Although Holmes was really a good choice also.
Sino ba starting setter ng Kings before Holmes?
I think it was Dedmon, right?
Dedmon, yeah.
Dwayne Dedmon before Dedmon sucked.
Got trade. Yeah.
Actually, ako pinagpilian ko rin si Holmes and Fox. Pero I looked at the stats, especially towards the latter part of the season. Medyo maganda naman yung stats ni Fox. Plus, I think towards the end, medyo na-injure na si Holmes, and then medyo malaki na yung tagal na nung absence niya eh. So, medyo malaking impact rin yun for fantasy teams. Although si Fox, I think, got injured then for a short period of time. Pero I think, yun nga, medyo hindi, parang short lang yung spurt ni Holmes that he produced eh. Pero he produced really good numbers eh. Parang borderline second round to mid second round.
Talo pa niya si Capella, I think, sa season averages.
Fox, ang maganda kay Fox this year, masabi natin, he took a leap upwards. Medyo nagkaroon siya ng improvement. Kahit sa free throw niya I think umabot na ng 70%, 71, mga ganon. So, yun ang naka-help sa kanya with my choice personally. Kasi Dati talagang talagang inefficient eh. Tapos alam natin 3 points niya hindi talaga malakas for
Halos
him
wala.
also. Pero halos wala. This year mas nagkaroon, may improvement. So good enough na yun for me with considering Sacramento wala nag-stand out masyado. So kaya ako siya pinili din.
Actually, if we go to the sleepers, halos these are the two players din na napili eh. So for us naman, parang nabaliktad lang for us si Eric, si Holmes ang napili namin. And then si Fox naman nakuha na pili niya as a sleeper for this
since since napag-usapan na natin yung dalawa, I'll just bring out the name. I don't know how to pronounce it eh. Si Nemanja Bjelica. Bjelica. Kasi for me, since napag-usapan natin si Holmes and si Fox, what they did this year, I think si Bjelica was a sleeper also na won a lot of fantasy weeks din.
Yeah, especially for head-to-head.
Yes, for head-to-head. Kasi may mga may isang period of time, medyo ang ganda din ng performance niya with 3-point shooting. And then may rebounds din. Yeah. So that's very interesting name to talk about in sa Sacramento, si Bjelica. Or Belica or whatever.
Yeah, actually, maganda
Bialitsa yata yung tawag nila eh.
Bialitsa.
Actually, maganda yung performance niya, but yun nga, parang for Sacramento, wala talagang nag-stand out eh. I think, in reality, that Fox maybe improved a little, pero still nandun pa rin siya sa part na parang ganun, consistent lang, hindi nothing beyond what we expected talaga from Fox eh. Si Holmes
pero may step up. So I think si Fox is in the right direction naman.
Yeah. The only criticism I have with Fox kasi yung free throw niya. Isa yun sa pinaka-anchor sa game niya, free throws sa turnovers eh. So pag naglalaro tayo ng Roto, is kahit na maganda yung scoring niya, maganda yung assist niya, malaki rin yung impact niya sa free throw. Kasi paminsan isang game, 8 to 10 free throws ang kinukuha niya eh. Tapos if he shoots like 60 to 70%, laking anchor ka agad yun sa team mo.
Ang difference nga niya dan kila Rondo at kila Elfrid Payton siguro, yun mabababang free throw o si Lonzo, hindi ganun karaming free throw ang tinitake ng mga yun eh, compared to si Fox. Kaya medyo malaking bagay kay Fox. So I think 70% siya ngayon eh, 71. Next year, kung mag-75% siya, ang laki ng increase ng value.
Laking impact nun.
Laki ng impact nun.
Pwede na. So, move tayo sa bust. We had same bust. Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley.
Marvin Bagley, Sam Bowie, circa 2020.
Pero
baka minalas lang siya.
Pero
he was showing good flashes naman last year, di ba?
Ano yun, Nick?
He was showing good flashes last year.
Bagley,
before the season ended, yeah.
And this year, naglaro naman siya eh. And he did well for those games na naglaro siya eh. Syempre, from an injury, hindi talaga yung what we expected or what...
Hindi siya, hindi siya drug-related, tama? Hindi, no?
Hindi. Parang hindi siya.
Injured talaga siya.
Injured talaga. Naglaro siya for a bit and then na-injured siya. Parang gano'n. So, siguro
Pero si Bagley kasi, for me, parang wrong position din siya eh. Power forward siya nilalaro ng Sacramento ngayon. Whereas considering wala siyang outside shooting and hindi siya laterally magaling sa defense, I think mas bagay siya sa center. But going forward, next few fantasy seasons, medyo avoid na rin siguro talaga kay Pat. Mahirap alisin yung the fact na, although iba sa fantasy yun, reality, na-pick siya over Trae Young and Doncic. It's just gonna stick with him talaga for me. And so I think maging disappointment talaga to yung hula ko kay Bagley.
Actually, yun yung criticism sa Kings sila Vlade. Parang meron na silang mga players in key positions na pwede nilang talagang ipashine. Pero for some reason, they draft players na medyo nasa similar position. Like for example, si Buddy Hield tsaka si Bogdan Bogdanovic, pareho silang shooting guard. Pareho silang pwede sila pareho na parang i-feature Pero dahil draft nila yung isa, namimili sila, nilalaro nila si Hill sa small forward, hindi niya natural position. Or vice versa.
And
Correct.
isa rin bagitin ko, how about si Hill? Si Hill feeling ko medyo nag-underperform this year kasi medyo feeling ko mataas yung expectations sa kanya pero hindi siya nag-perform.
Actually, I think si Hill, for me, in reality and fantasy, medyo iba eh. In reality, since nag-aaway sila ni Luke Walton bine-bench nga siya di ba, sa huli. So medyo disappointing yun. He doesn't finish games. So medyo may malaking issue doon. But fantasy-wise, kahit kung tingnan mo talaga, kahit hindi siya nag-finish ng mga fourth quarters at medyo bine-bench siya for ilang minutes, nag-produce naman siya kasi I don't think people pick Hill for steals or for other than 3 points and points. Yun lang naman talaga ang Hill And I think nag-deliver naman siya this year at par or kung hindi man mga ilang slots lower pero hindi that bad fantasy-wise.
Kaya rin nung nag-aano tayo, inisip ko siya kung siya ilalagay ko doon sa bust category kasi si Buddy Hield parang na-draft natin siya 3rd or 4th round. If I'm not mistaken,
may
somewhere
nag-draft
there.
At a higher.
Yeah. And then, syempre, expectation nga natin, since wala rin si Klay Thompson, alam natin within the season, isa na siya sa pinaka volume 3-point shooters outside of Trae Young. So, yun, nagawa naman yung part na yun. Kaya yun nga lang yung disappointing doon is feeling ko yung Kings mismo. Dahil hindi siya binibigyan ng priority or parang inuuna yung iba So, parang katulad nga na na-mention ni Eric, binabangko na siya sa dulo.
Okay. May naisip lang ako na tanong. Do you think si Holmes would maintain being a starter sa Kings if healthy siya?
Nick, ikaw?
Ako, I think si Holmes talaga, given the minutes he can produce. Kahit na sa
Are you confident?
Dahil nga sa commitment nila, katulad na mention kanina ni Eric, nila ugly. Kung hindi bagay sa PF yan, ilalagay nila sa sentro.
For me, agree with Nick. If you're asking me if confident ako sa magiging performance ni Holmes, confident ako he will perform given the minutes. Pero hindi ako confident na he will be given the maximum minutes sana na kailangan niya. So let's say 30 minutes yung maximum miss niya fantasy. Hindi yun. Hindi mangyayari. Pero for me, 20 minutes of Holmes will still be good enough. Pero don't pick him top 50. Kasi yun na nga. Sa akin, top 100, kung nakuha mo siya within top 100, sabihin mo 70 plus, medyo steal na nakuha mo yun. So, depends na sa mga kalaro mo siguro kung how much
they value
yung mga gamblers dyan.
Yeah.
Okay, sige. Let's move on to San Antonio. Yun yung next na team natin. Yeah. So, MVP, for me...
Tulog muna tayo.
Dapat nandito si Wes In
reality na, parang even sa pag-pick ng mga awardees parang
fantasy or reality ang boring
Parang lagay dapat MVP Greg Popovich na lang
Oo. Sobrang boring talaga.
DeMar pinili namin ni Eric and then si DeMarcus. Pero I think personally I could go either way, whether both DeMar or DeMarcus parang pwede naman pero yun nga, hindi talaga elite fantasy production kumbaga for an MVP.
Nick muna, since ikaw yung naiba sa amin, Nick DeMarcus.
Bakit sila Marcus over si DeRozan? Sila Marcus kasi for a big guy that was drafted around in the 4th, 5th round, feeling ko sobrang steal yung production niya.
Umabot ba sa 5th round?
Kahit nasabihin natin,
sila Marcus?
May mga ibang leagues na dahil sa age, I guess. Tapos iniisip nila may mas mga, alam mo yung mga hype players. Yung point production niya, consistent naman siya, nasa 20. Kasi parang siya yung naging focal point rin naman ng offense pag binabato sa post. Ang maganda sa kanya, efficient siya. So basically, yung efficiency numbers niya, yung free throw niya, mataas din this year. Tapos nandyan din yung mga combination of defensive stats niya. And he doesn't really hurt you that much. Si DeRozan kasi this year, kaya pinili ko si Aldridge. Kasi normally si DeRozan, sobrang reliant tayo doon sa free throw percentage niya. But for some reason, this year medyo nag-dip ng konti. Hindi siya kasing reliable as years before. Though, maganda naman production niya kasi para siyang 5 rebounds, 5 assists yata per game.
Yes. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So actually, magugulat ka sa stats ni DeRozan eh. Kasi parang hindi mo, sobrang boring nga ng Spurs. Wala na talagang nagpa-follow sa kanila. So, hindi mo napapanood, hindi mo pinapansin. Kahit tutulong sa'yo sa fantasy, hindi mo na yung papansinin eh. So, ganun boring. Pero si DeRozan actually, yun na, pag tingnan mo yung stats niya, 23, 5 and 5, 83% free throw, tapos 53% field goal. Medyo okay. Plus the fact na healthy, durable si DeRozan. In fantasy, a very underrated. Durable siya. And you can expect him to be there kung kailangan mo siya. Hindi tulad ng ibang players. So binase ko na lang siya sa totals imbes na average. So medyo mataas siya dahil sa durability niya. Talagang got total of 8 3-pointers this whole season. 8. Siguro
talo siya ni LaMarcus.
Talo siya 8 3-pointers. The whole season hindi yan half a season, hindi yan a week. Whole season 8. So, I don't know, hindi ko talaga siya bagay doon sa tumira ng tres or anything, but ganun. Si LaMarcus naman kasi for me, medyo mataas ko kasi nakuha si LaMarcus eh. I have LaMarcus in certain leagues. Mga 30 plus ko siya nakuha eh. So, kaya hindi ko siya pinili na MVP kasi hanggang ganun, mga 40, nasa 40 siya eh. So, similar sila sa DeRozan, pero may mga injury na rin. So, pinili ko na lang si DeRozan mas durable. Yun na lang yung naging deciding factor sa
si DeRozan parang wrong era naglalaro ng basketball ngayon. Dahil wala nga siya ng 3-point shooting. Kung siguro panahon nila Jordan noong 90s yan, dominant din niya kasi ang ganda ng ng mid-range game niya.
Pero dagdagan ko lang si DeRozan sa Toronto hindi ganoon ka boring tingnan eh. Nung nag-San Antonio, parang boring na eh. So I think San Antonio effect talaga. parang uniform din ata may problema eh.
Medyo malaki nga yung impact ng San Antonio siya eh. So sige, let's move on to for a change. Move muna tayo sa sleeper pala muna. Sleeper. Siguro if there's one
sleeper
player sa Spurs, this is the most exciting player na. Si DeJounte Murray.
Sleeper nga eh. Bagay sa Spurs yan. Sleeper. Pati si DeJounte, di ba? Lahat tayo, sleeper sa atin yan kasi injury naming nakalimutan na siya. Kasi, di ba, nung playoff ang Spurs, si Derek White ang naging parang sabi nila eh.
Yes.
Oo. So parang nakalimutan na si Murray eh. So pero sa atin mga fantasy addicts, hindi natin siya nakakalimutan kasi alam natin yung potential niya eh. So this year, hindi pa rin na-fulfill yung potential niya. Pero si Murray, kung saan siya na-pick, dun yung performance niya. So good enough na yun. Sleeper siya kasi laki ng potential sa steals eh. 1.7 steals tapos 1 turnover a game for a point guard. Sobrang ganda nun. Sobrang ganda. So, by default.
Kaya siya na
sleeper ng San Antonio.
Ako naman, for me, si Murray, aside from the steals, malakas rin siya rebound for a guard.
Yes.
He gets about 6-7 boards a game. Ang issue lang, with the Spurs, dahil di mo rin maintindihan yung rotation nila sometimes sa guard. Si White, sina-start, si Murray. So, hindi mo alam paano i-manage tong dalawang player na to eh. Parang they're given almost equal playing time, around 25-28 minutes per game. So, parang
last na fact na may Patrick Mills pa eh. May Patrick Mills, may Bryn Forbes. Ang daming ginagamit ni Popovich eh.
Yeah.
Oo.
Saka wala rin kasi siyang 3-point shot, no? Compared to kila Forbes saka kila Mills, yes.
Which is, I think, hindi naman talaga forte ng Spurs to rely on the threes eh. I think it's part of the system eh. Sabi natin, si DeRozan doesn't take much threes. Mas lalong hindi siya nagtitake ng threes because of the system ni...
The system.
So, feeling ko malaking factor yung system. Kasi kung titignan mo sa Spurs, wala namang magaling talaga mag-tres eh.
Yes.
Diba? So,
I think rin kasi si Patrick Mills saka si Bryn Forbes. Always yan, pag manood ko ng Spurs, one of the two. Laging nandyan eh. Laging naglalaro. Yun na yung 3-point shooter nila eh. So, I guess kung hindi mo roll, hindi ka talaga bibigyan ng green light ni
Popovich, yeah.
Problematic yan for DeJounte going forward.
Pero I think yun nga, sabi mo, DeJounte has given, actually defensive stats niya could be elite talaga siguro in the next few seasons if talagang gamitin siya.
Yes.
Usage lang talaga yung magiging kalaban ng mga fantasy owners. Dito kay
Pero may potential, may opportunity dito kay DeJounte the next few seasons. Kung mababa ang tingin pa rin dahil na Spurs, dahil na sa system, you may get him at a discount feeling ko.
Actually, this year, I think maraming leagues got him for a discount. Yeah. If you're playing Dynasty League, I think sobrang sulit ka na for him to get him for a keeper na I think yung sa atin niya, I think value niya mga 30 lang eh.
Yes. $30 or 30 pesos.
So parang sobrang sulit na yung ano niya.
Yes.
So for our bust, actually unanimous din si Derek White. Ito naman yung kalaban ni DeJounte in minutes. I think si Derek White maybe mataas yung naging expectation natin after last season. I think ganun na
Saka nag-USA siya. Nag-USA team siya sa World Cup eh.
Yeah.
Pero hindi naman siya yung last player ginamit.
Hindi, nagagamit siya sa USA team. So,
ginamit nga pala siya.
At saka lahat ng galing sa USA team usually nag-i-improve eh. Sabihin mo ng bulok na USA team yun. Pero nag-i-improve usually. So, malaki expectations natin sa kanya.
Is it a case na hindi siya nag-improve or talagang hindi siya masyadong ginagamit?
For me, the system is a big big factor with White eh. Kasi yung game niya makikita mo may glimpses talaga siya ng alam mo yun, parang kumbaga kaya niya mag-produce talaga when given the minutes. It's just that siguro sa sistema nila, yung paano pinapaikot ni Pop yung bola, hindi siya na-feature. Kumbaga, napupunta talaga kay DeRozan or kay LaMarcus yung mga shots.
And I must say, although blasphemous sabihin, pero Popovich really did an awful job this year coaching. Rotations niya magulo eh. I mean, he was using players like sila Bryn Forbes really has walang point na maglaro eh. If for me, why not use Derek White and DeJounte Murray together? Pero ayaw, hanggang sa dulo, hindi ginagawa ni Pop eh.
Yun yung expect ng mga tao. Use them together. Kasi sila yung best guards niya eh.
Susugal mo ba yun next year?
Yeah. I kind of agree with si Eric. I think dapat ginawa ni Pop this year, nag-develop na siya ng players. Kasi sila Forbes saka sila Mills, alam na natin hanggang dyan lang talaga yung talent level nila. They're 3-point shooters, but that's it. Hindi na sila yung parang kumbaga they can step up their game for the next season to push their team to higher levels. Isa pa nga sa mga players na feeling ko dapat na palaro or na feature si Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
Dapat mas na feature pa siya. Kasi
si Lonnie Walker, 'di ba tinitira ni Pop eh. Parang little mistake kay Lonnie Walker, bench na agad. So, tama si Nick. Oh.
Pero yung during the preseason games, si Lonnie Walker. Diba? So, I think medyo other than siguro I think hindi ko rin alam kasi I never really picked LaMarcus. But I think 3 players lang talaga dito ang may fantasy value is LaMarcus and DeMar plus DeJounte. The rest, you have to stay away na for the next season, most likely. All right.
Most likely, yes.
Toronto, the defending champions, Toronto Raptors. So, for MVP, actually, na-surprise ako sa MVP. Si Eric pick Lowry. Then kami ni Nick pick Pascal Siakam. Bakit si Lowry? Doon ako medyo napaisip eh.
Hindi, actually, kung tingnan mo yung stats ni Lowry this year, whether games played, whether sa stats mismo, he performed the best among all of them eh. Even Siakam considered, kahit kasama si Siakam, Lowry performed highest sa fantasy-wise. Kasi 3 points ni Lowry at saka steals ni Lowry is very elite. talagang elite. Hindi siya yung tipong 1 point something, 3 points, 1 point something steals. Elite ang 3 points sa steals niya. Ang problem natin kay Lowry always is at the end of the season, may injury yan when you need him sa playoffs. May injury yan. Ano mo na yan, taga mo na yan, ganyan. This season, di natin natapos yung playoffs eh. So,
correct.
Walang disappointed sa kanya. Parang nagawa niya yung ano niya. He finished in the top 25 this season. So, quietly. Kasi nga, isa pa yan eh. Si Lowry, para yan kasama niya LaMarcus, sina DeRozan. Parang tagal na kasi, sobrang veterans na parang nakakalimutan na hindi na mabango. Pero he did well. Pero dikit sila ni Siakam. Close sila ni Siakam. I just chose him because he really ranked higher this year. So, yun ang pinili ko si Lowry.
Nick?
Ako, I went with I think maganda yung point ni Eric kay Lowry. Yun naman talaga knock ni Lowry in terms of sa performance. In the regular season or half or 3/4 of the season, okay. Pagdating sa head-to-head playoffs, dun siya normally nagkakaroon ng nicky-nacky injuries. But so far, okay naman siya talaga this year. Kaya naman ako nag-Siakam kasi I think Siakam, given the dip in terms of sa field goal, may konting dip siya dun. Siya pa rin talaga yung main man nila he produces nightly for them eh. Maganda yung points niya, maganda yung rebounds niya, nandiyan yung defensive stats niya. So basically for the Raptors, parang siya na yung next star talaga. Siya na talaga yung kukuha ng star role nila going forward. Though napaisip ako actually kasi si Fred VanVleet sobrang ganda rin na nilaro. To the point na I think na-draft siya, ang layo eh. As in, kinalimutan talaga siya ng mga tao, nasa 100 plus na siya. Tapos nag-produce siya, umabot pa siyang top 30 at some point.
Yes,
so grabe rin yung production. Na-injure lang si VanVleet. Or he could have been also a candidate for that.
I think pupunta rin tayo kay VanVleet as sleeper ang susunod eh, di ba? I think VanVleet tayo lahat eh. If I'm correct.
So sa sleeper, everyone picked VanVleet and then I added si Norman Powell kasi surprise rin yung naging performance niya considering na parang role player lang talaga siya for that team. So,
may ano kay VanVleet. Actually, 8 teams ako sa fantasy this year. 6 doon may VanVleet ako. So talagang kabadong kay VanVleet coming to this season eh. Kasi I'm very high on him talaga kasi dahil sa final siguro. Na sumobra ata ako. Parang every team ko talaga I had VanVleet.
Meron.
So, natuwa ako talaga. Sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako this year dahil sa performance niya. Kasi nagpo-perform yung team ko. Medyo nagko-content every team dahil kay VanVleet. Sobrang di mo expect yung ano niya eh, yung ginawa niya this year na kaya niya i-sustain yung ginawa niya sa finals. Kasi before the finals, 'di ba? Hindi siya makashoot eh. Para siyang nawala eh. Pero nung simula nung pinanganak si Junior, parang lucky charm eh. May nabasa nga akong question, is he going to be a top 20 player next year? Yun ang nabasa kong gine-debate ng ibang fantasy experts. Top 20 ba daw si VanVleet next year? So parang interesting ah. Kasi
actually bagay talaga siya sa system ng Raptors eh, no? Maganda yung
free agent siya eh. Free agent siya. So may rumors na New York Knicks might go after him. So kung napunta siya sa Knicks, medyo top 20 is possible.
Tingin niyo
diba? So
feeling ko
with the Knicks with the Knicks.
With any team, feeling ko medyo malabo.
Ngayon pa lang nasa top 30 na siya eh.
Oh, pero it's a system eh.
Well, yeah, pwede mo sabihin it's a system. So, depends if you believe it's a system or if you believe it's him. So,
pero pansinin mo rin towards the latter part. Kasi nung start, I think everyone was surprised kay VanVleet. So, parang nagulat sila na kaya niyang gawin yung mga ginawa niya. Pero towards the latter part, medyo nag-up and down na yung game niya eh. Parang medyo nakaka-adjust na rin yung mga teams eh. Considering na medyo malaki yung disadvantage niya in terms of yung height niya, size niya. I think medyo mahihirapan siya to go that high.
Go top 20.
Oo, top 20. It's too high. Anong level ng mga players na meron?
Ikaw, Nick, anong mo lang? Next year.
Top 50, I guess, should be okay. Pero top 20, parang mas marami pang players, I think, na are better than VanVleet. I think this year, kaya siya Siguro pwede, 30, depending on the situation, I guess. Kasi feeling ko, malaking factor kay Van Fleet yung system ng Raptors. Yung how they stretch the floor, lahat sila, tsaka yung ball movement nila, ang ganda eh. Si Ibaka, he can shoot the three. Marc Gasol can also shoot the three. So basically, paminsan siya na yun talaga naiiwan eh. Kasi you have to pick your poison. Are you going to guard Siakam or you gonna guard Lowry?
I guess tama kasi kung New York, baka siya na yung babantayan talaga.
Oh,
pero interesting yung interesting yung pick ni Jet na Norman Powell. Kasi may story ako diyan eh. Nag-trade kami ni isang manager natin si Dennis Go. Was trading I think Jokic. Ang ibibigay niya sa akin si Jokic. Ako bibigay ko sa kanya si Luka Doncic. No, I was giving him Jokic. He's gonna give me Luka Doncic. Pero gusto niya Luka and Norman Powell. Yun na nga, hindi ako naniniwala kay Norman Powell. So binigay ko. I thought na parang wala lang, throw away lang, bigay ko sa kanya. Pero every game, 30 points, 20 points.
Diba?
Sobrang inis ko kasi yung sabi niya sa akin, sige, sinong gusto mong may partner kay Norman Powell? Ang hiningi ko sa kanya, si Cedi Osman. So parang, sobrang, akala ko nung time na yon, sabi ko, patas naman, Cedi Osman, pa Norman Powell. Feeling ko mga, flash in the pan, walang kwenta. Pero tuloy-tuloy. Kahit nung after the injury, tuloy-tuloy pa rin.
Yeah. Actually, go, Jay.
Medyo weird yung sa Raptors nga kasi parang players that you don't expect, like sina Van Fleet and Powell. Parang sila yung na-highlight sila dun sa system eh. So parang talagang laki ng improvements nila eh. Ang ko lang talaga sa Raptors, ang pinaka-issue ko lang with the Raptors is that when a player gets injured, walang timetable. They never give out time. So parang if you have multiple injured players, medyo mahihirapan ka to decide kung do you drop this player. Kasi like sina Powell got injured, tapos ang tagal rin niyang nawala. Si Siakam, ganun.
Tuwang-tuwa ako nun. Sobrang saya ko talaga. Hindi ko lang masabi kay Den kasi tuwang-tuwa ako. Yes. Yes, di ako naisahan.
Pero bigla, si Powell pa yung biglang bumalik na lang, tapos biglang...
bumalik. Hinihintay kong i-drop ni Den talaga yun kasi talagang hindi ko matake eh. Na parang naisahan ako eh. So parang i-drop mo na yan, kukunin ko kahit injured yan, kukunin ko. Hindi niya drop talaga.
Pero nung biglang bumalik, bumulusok ulit
gumawa pa rin. Gumawa pa rin. 20 points a game. Every game, 20 points.
Siguro, nung pagbalik niya, siguro mga a game na medyo pa lang, he was
out.
Out process pa lang. And then, after that, tuloy-tuloy na ulit eh. Ano sinasabi mo kanina? You were about to say something.
Ayun, yun naanayin ko yun. Tungkol nga kay Powell. Yung bigla na lang siyang bumalik out of nowhere na parang kala natin mas matagal pa yung injury niya. Tapos biglang gumawa lang siya ulit. Hindi ko alam kung siya yung player na yun. No?
Yung problem ng Toronto eh, hindi ko alam for some reason, they don't give any injury updates na medyo clear. Even yung recovery process, wala eh. Basta, hindi sabihin lang nila he's not available or he won't return.
Well, there's a reason bakit Kawhi thrived there last year. Kasi, di ba? Gusto niya medyo secret eh. Hindi niya sabihin kailan siya, di ba? Ganun eh. Saka sobrang deep eh. Yung system eh, hindi necessary.
On the flip side nung sa case ni Powell, yung kay Marc Gasol naman, marami rin mga managers na nag-drop kay Marc Gasol. Tapos ako naman thinking na parang, ito si Powell, ang bilis nakabalik ha. Sige nga, add mo. Pero yun siya naman, ang tagal. Talagang hindi na naglaro. Yun naman yung naging flip side nun, yes.
Aside doon sa bust for Toronto, I included Marc Gasol kasi nga medyo, although mababa yung expectations with Marc Gasol, pero parang parang hindi masyadong wala pa rin eh, not even top 100 yata si Gasol eh.
Si Marc Gasol, yeah.
Oo.
But sina Eric picked Ibaka. Saka
si Nick din ba Ibaka? Oo, Ibaka.
Both.
Ako, I think it's because the value of Ibaka is anchored on blocks eh. Parang this year sobrang humina talaga siya sa blocks eh. Meron mga games parang dati kasi alam mo si Ibaka pag pinik mo, may mga games siya talagang 4 or 5 blocks. This year nagulat ako, meron siya mga games 0 talaga.
Marami. Actually, ang average ni Ibaka this year is 0.8 eh. Blocks.
Ang layo.
So, ang layo. So, pero actually, kung tingnan mo si Ibaka kasi isa na yung favorite ko rin yan dati. So, every year may Ibaka ako. So, matagal nang nawawala yung blocks niya eh. Matagal nang pababa yung blocks niya eh. And it will just continue kasi athleticism niya wala na eh. So ngayon, ang value niya is basically malinis na player eh. For a big man, walang masyadong holes in his game eh. Wala siyang low free throw, may 3 points siya. So yun lang eh, all around eh. So ngayon, I think Ibaka is more of a roto guy na lang. Filler sa roto team.
I don't think we should expect yung Oklahoma days na Ibaka na talagang blocks rate talaga siya. But kasi medyo nag-evolve na rin yung game eh. Everyone's staying outside, everyone's trying to take the three. So parang hindi na rin siya masyadong presence talaga sa loob. Kasi wala na rin pumapasok, wala na rin nagda-drive masyado. Plus yun nga, yung athleticism and yung old age. Alright, let's move on to the next team, which is the Utah Jazz. So, sa Utah, unanimous MVP, Rudy Gobert. Ano mong pag-usapan natin about Gobert? I think medyo nung nag-start yung year, medyo slow start si Gobert. I think towards the middle part lang siya talaga nag-pick up ng game niya dun sa level na lumakas yung rebounding niya, a little mataas ang field goal. Pero it was a slow start na I had Gobert in one of my teams na medyo napapaisip na ako kung iti-trade ko na siya at one point kasi nga ang bagal nung start niya tapos may mga injuries ako sa team so I needed bodies na magpo-produce agad. But yun, pero I think solid naman Gobert eh.
I think si Gobert, ang problem lang sa kanya kasi first rounder siya eh. First round din naman ang value niya. Kailangan mo lang talaga alam paano siyang gamitin paano build ng team around him. Kasi points-wise, medyo mababa ang value niya eh. Saka basically talaga blocks and rebounds ang value. So kailangan marunong kang mag-build ng team around Gobert.
And field goal.
And field goal, yes. So, yun nga. Yun lang mahirap sa kanya kung first rounder mo si Gobert. Medyo you have to work hard to really build the right team. Unlike the usual first rounders, medyo mabilis lang mag-build eh. Kahit sino dyan, mas madaling mag-put ng pieces around. Kay Gobert kasi, either you really, talaga kailangan i-maximize mo na yung strengths niya eh. Kailangan ipanalo mo na yung mga strengths niya kasi he's not gonna give you anything in 3 points, wala eh. He's not gonna give you anything like his news eh. So, yun talagang advantage niya, kailangan i-maximize mo. Pero MVP consideration siya sa Utah pa rin talaga. Kasi nasa top 15, 16 pa rin naman talaga siya ng fantasy. Dahil sa blocks niya. Yung fantasy natin, very high sa blocks eh. Very high value on blocks. Kaya ganun.
Tsaka nag-improve din si Gobert this year. May incremental improvement rin siya sa free throw niya. Hindi na siya sing bad before. Meron siya mga games na nakaka-shoot siya ng 9 out of 12. So, which is, pagka ganun yung bibigay niya sa yung free throw percentage, okay na talaga siya for a starting center. Especially somebody who's very elite in blocks.
Question ko sa inyo, si Gobert tingin nyo is peaking or declining? Fantasy-wise.
Good question.
I mean, nasa 15 siya eh. 15. Let's put it at that. Nasa 15 siya, top 15. So, peaking ba or declining?
I think declining. Kasi, although first time ko naman siya na nakuha sa fantasy, I think ang maganda kay Gobert, you can build around him if medyo ang strategy mo is a big lineup. Medyo magandang centerpiece talaga si Gobert kasi elite yung yung field goal niya taas talaga eh, plus rebounding, blocks, and then low turnover. Although this year medyo tumaas ng konti, I think. But if you go the big man route and then add more pieces to the defense, steal siguro, and a few points, then medyo solid ka na eh. So I think yun yung Pero performance-wise, I think medyo declining na. Medyo nawawala na siya sa radar ng first round value. But I think still solid second round. Pero sa first round, feeling ko medyo magda-drop. May mga papasok niya sa first round, sina Luka would jump into the first round. Medyo magiging afterthought na si Gobert sa first round.
Yeah, sila Trae Young, yung mga exciting ones.
Ikaw, Nick, declining din.
Similar. Feeling ko, na rin siya. Siguro at the most, top 20, top 25 player. Yun kasi alam mo na talaga gawin ni Gobert. I don't think he's going to adjust any parts of his game na magkakaroon siya ng 3-point shooting na improvement Wala Alam mo na talaga ang aasahan mo sa kanya na categories, field goal, rebounds, blocks, tapos low turnover. Yun ang pinaka-asset niya sa'yo.
Ako takot ko sa kanya injury I don't know why, pero nakita ko siya, payat niya, tangkad niya. Parang feeling ko freak injury away siya Kasi pag tumalon siya, pwedeng matamaan yung knee niya or something. Pwede siya may injury So kaya ako declining din ng truth din. Actually, ang pinipili ako niya si Donovan Mitchell or siya I had Mitchell this year, very high on Mitchell this year. Ako may team sa Donovan Mitchell kasi feeling ko nga this year would be a big year for Donovan. Happy ako na nag-produce siya.
Yes.
So ako talaga, yun ang dalawang pinipilian ko at the last minute. Pero pinili ko si Gobert because yun na mataas yung ano niya, mataas yung performance niya. Pero Donovan Mitchell, for me this year, nag-perform din.
Actually, Mitchell did better this year than last year. Last year, sobrang sagwa talaga This year,
that's true.
This year, better. Pero I think still, Mitchell is not, for me, parang hindi fantasy-friendly yung game ni Mitchell. Sobrang sagwa ng field goal and puro points lang talaga mostly.
Usually, yun din ang tingin ko Pero this year, I don't know anong... Kasi every year, I was trying, meron akong tina-target na isang player talaga this year, si Donovan yung tinarget ko. Buti na lang, nag-46% siya sa field goal. So, medyo naangat niya. Kahit pa paano yung field goal niya. Alam ko kasi takot yung mga tao this year dahil may Conley So, I was getting him at a prime discount talaga. So, medyo masaya ako kay Mitchell this year.
Tingin mo ba nakatulong na dumating si Conley para tumaas yung field goal?
Hindi naman halos naglaro si Conley So, I think, diba? So, I think basically it's really, nag-improve talaga.
Field goal-wise. Okay, move tayo sa sleeper. Everyone had, Bojan Bogdanovic, which is, I think, the, clear-cut sleeper for this team. Kasi, wala naman nag-expect I mean, we expected, siguro, him to perform, pero yung nag-start yung season, parang siya yung star player
So, ako sobrang saya ko kay Bojan.
Criminally undervalued si Bojan based on his looks. Kasi white guy di ba? Pero I'm sure maraming nag-champion with Bojan this year.
Tsaka I think when coming into the season, hindi clear yung role niya with the Jazz. Kasi similar position sila ni Ingles, tapos
yeah.
So parang Ingles did well last year fantasy-wise. So parang hindi mo alam anong role ang ibibigay kay Bojan this year. So pero kaya siguro marami ring nagulat sa performance.
Pero last year gumawa yan sa Indiana He was really a critical, vital I think people just look over him kasi boring white European guy, parang mabagal, parang Larry Bird, parang ganun parang kala mo hindi marunong Pero with the current ng NBA, perfect siya Perfect siya as a small power forward
Ito yung dapat
Feeling ko yung pinakamalaking factor kay Bojan na-move siya to PF.
Yes, na-move siya to PF. Laking factor.
Okay, sige. Ang bust is unanimously Mike Conley. Ako ay added si Ingles kasi nga based from last year's performance, malaki yung dinrop. In fact, may halos binabangko na siya minsan for and some teams picked him pa in the siguro mga mid to late really yung mga medyo mga 10
guilty ako diyan, guilty.
9th round ganyan. So medyo mataas na yun for the
Guilty talaga, guilty kay Ingles.
Conley naman, I think, injury plus parang hindi siya masyadong nag-fit nung start Although nung balik siya from injury, medyo nag-perform siya ng konti pero hindi pa rin as consistent as we would like siguro.
Pero ang maganda dito, we saw them healthy with Conley, Ingles, with everybody. Alam natin na na-affect talaga si Donovan din. Stats ni Donovan, may time, Donovan was not even scoring 15 points. May about 3 games na ganun. That was when Conley was healthy. So, warning sign na yon na mukhang hindi magmamatch si Conley sa Utah eh. Talagang may maa-affect. And si Ingles din, nung nandiyan si Conley, talagang no minutes, medyo to begin with, hindi na nga volume si Ingles eh. And nandiyan si Conley, lalo pang nawala. So, either or yan eh, Ingles and Conley. Kung sinong healthy, yun ang may fantasy value.
I think ang challenge kay Conley would be hindi siya passing point guard talaga eh. So magiging conflict talaga sila with Mitchell.
Donovan. Yeah.
Assist-wise, stats-wise, hindi makukuha ni Conley yung stats niya as he was getting sa Memphis. Dahil maraming ibang scorers for Utah. Now, hindi naman nila in-expect. Ewan ko kung in-expect nila for him to facilitate. Pero sana man lang umangat yung assist niya pero hindi rin eh.
Declining na rin kasi. For me, sunset na niya eh. Oo.
I think similar with Joe Ingles, ganun din eh. Kasi kaya rin naman, both sila ni Conley, age is a factor na. Si Ingles, he's primarily a 3-point shooter and yung steals niya pretty good. Tapos may assist pa. So yun maganda sa kanya. Kahit low minute siya, dahil bigay niya yung tatlo sa'yo, those are fantasy gold chips eh. Diba? May threes ka, may steals ka, may assist ka. So malaking factor yun. Si Conley, similarly, I think the age has affected him and probably because of the system rin before sa Memphis, siya yung pinaka-fini-feature doon. Dito, hindi magawa kasi nandyan na si Mitchell. Mitchell needs the ball.
Meron akong bonus na sleeper dito. Feeling ko will be useful in the future si Tony Bradley, yung backup ni Gobert. I feel na either matrade siya or it's really predicting an injury for Gobert anytime soon. Especially after itong COVID thing na to, feeling ko start na ng malas niya eh.
Bati
parang
yung Mitchell.
Ayun sa pa yun. Feeling ko hindi sila totally bate eh. I think yung huling reports, hindi pa sila nag-uusap masyado. Ayaw pa siya pansinin ni Mitchell eh. So,
dahil sa ginawa niya?
Oo, dahil sa ginawa niya. Parang diniligawan pa siya ulit ni Gobert. Ayaw pa rin eh. So, Bradley, someone to watch, I think. Tony Bradley.
Tama. Sige. Let's move on to the last one. Washington Wizards. So, everyone had Bradley Beal. Wala naman, I think, no-brainer naman yung choice. Wala naman talagang ibang gagawa considering na wala si John Wall in the lineup. Ngayon, ang question ko for next year, do you think John Wall would babalik ba yan doon sa dating John Wall that we know, or baka mas maging efficient si John Wall or the old John Wall pa rin? Kasi old John Wall is not as efficient as we would really want, pero nandun yung assist, nandun yung steals. Next year, sa pag-pasok niya, do you think...
Hindi ko mabasa si John Wall eh. Kasi ako sa fantasy, lagi ko siyang ina-avoid. Just primarily because yung build ko, gusto ko yung field goal ko medyo maayos. Tapos yung turnovers ko, I try to keep it in check. And those two are parang red warning signs na talaga kay John Wall ever since yan talaga yung mga weaknesses niya. Pati free throw yata, if I remember correctly, hindi din siya mataas. So masakit yun for a point guard.
Ang problem ko kay John Wall, 2 years siyang nawala eh. Parang 2 years siyang hindi naglaro eh. It's hard to come back from that. So I think next year, at the very least next year, hindi pa yun. Not the John Wall we know. So tama si Nick, kung hindi na siya efficient player, tapos yung counting stats niya hindi pa rin nandoon dahil physically hindi pa siya perfect condition, what's left with him? Wala. Nothing. So I think it won't affect Bradley Beal definitely. I think Bradley Beal will still be the main player going forward. Unless matrade siya sa Brooklyn, which is the rumors. Na matrade siya sa Brooklyn.
Talaga?
Yun ang rumors ngayon eh, that Brooklyn is really going after Bradley Beal para maging third man nila Kyrie at ni Durant. So, if that happens, then ibang usapan yun.
Pero si Bradley Beal, feeling ko, hindi pang third man eh. Given na nakita mong stat output niya sa Washington, beast talaga siya this year eh.
Pero if sumama siya kay Durant and Kyrie, wala siyang choice. He has to be the third wing. Third man na siya doon, di ba? Pero, let's see. Kasi malakas yung rumors eh. So, possible yan. I put it at 60%. Possible yan.
Hintayin natin kasi I think Bradley Beal wants to stay with Washington din eh.
Yes. Pero inano na eh, pina-float na eh. So magugulat ka na lang mga maririnig mo Bradley Beal ask for a trade. Tapos na. End of story na.
Pero I think it would be something for Washington to trade.
Yes.
Although feeling ko the only reason they're trading him kasi yung money that he would get re-signing with them would be huge plus the John Wall contract. Diba?
Oo.
So, sige, move tayo sa sleeper. Davis Bertans. Ano ko to? Favorite pick ko to. Yung isang league natin, yung all-small league natin, ay yung team ko dun sa isang league natin, I used the all-small lineup. Tapos, wala na ako nakuhang sentro. So, parang nakalimutan ko na kulang pa ako ng mga sentro, ganyan. Tapos, wala na akong mapili. Kasi nga, very limited ang big men sa fantasy na kaya mag-produce eh. So, kinuha ko to si Davis Bertans without knowing kung ano talaga yung magagawa. Although, medyo hype siya nung start. Dahil sa elite
hype siya.
Shooting niya. So, medyo naging surprising talaga for me na, magpo-perform din pala siya. And sobrang perfect pa din sa team ko.
To be honest, hindi ko siya kilala masyado talaga coming to this year. Pag nag-mock draft ako, nakikita ko, taas niya eh. From Yahoo, mataas siya. Nasa 90 plus pa nga eh.
Mga ganyan.
90 plus eh. So parang ako, sino ba tong Bertans na to? I remember may nagtatanong sa akin, magaling ba talaga tong Bertans? Kasi hindi mo naman siya nagpa-perform before this season eh. Sabi ko, hindi ko rin alam. Pero, well, ngayon, kilala natin siya.
Yeah, if you remember, yung Spurs dapat may trade sila or parang masasign nila si Morris. Tapos biglang nag-back out. Kaya nila trinade si Bertans. Inis na inis rin sila doon sa nangyaring yun. Kasi si Bertans actually integral part ng offense nila last year eh. Siya yung stretch 4 nila eh. So malaking factor yun.
Pero last year, he wasn't this good. Diba?
It's probably because of the Spurs system.
He wasn't given... wala nang ibang gagawa sa Washington eh. I think, considering wala sila Wall, wala yung mga wala yung ibang players, siya na talaga ang expect na tumira, to shoot. If you watch Bertans, no conscience. As in, a little bit open lang, is gonna shoot it kasi bilis talaga ng release niya. So that makes me very confident with his fantasy value kasi wala siyang iniisip eh. Tsaka hindi niya kailangan ng picks or anything. Basta konting titirahin niya talaga. Kahit malayo, titirahin niya yung 3 points eh. With his percentage, matangkad siya. And his percentages medyo not bad. So I think yung value niya will be there going forward.
For sure yun, for sure. Even, I think nag-perform siya exactly the time when Curry got injured. So parang siya yung naging Steph Curry nung fantasy season. Pero do you think malaking impact rin na nawala si Thomas Bryant, na injure siya, for Bertans to perform, to get minutes? Kasi ang bust natin mostly si Thomas Bryant. I think lahat tayo Thomas Bryant ang bust natin. For me, mainly for the injury. Before the injury naman, medyo nag-perform siya. But after that, pero sa tingin nyo, pag bumalik si Bryant, do you think ganun pa rin yung magiging output ni Bertans?
Nick, ikaw, ano tingin mo?
Ako tingin ko kaya eh. Kasi iba naman din sila na laro. Si Bertans talaga stretch 4. And in the game now, kailangan mo talaga ng shooters. So it helps na dalawa sila ni Beal. Talagang alam mo na pag binigay mo yung bola sa tres, talagang makakashoot.
Tama. Ako ganito lang yan eh. Si Bertans, feeling ko, dahil wala si Bryant, hindi lang tres nabigay sa'yo. Nabigay sa'yo may rebounds. Kasi marami siyang minutes eh. Pero if you're gonna go forward expecting na tres lang ang hinahabol mo sa kanya, okay na yun. Kasi bonus na lang yung iba eh. Kung maraming injury, bonus na yun sa'yo eh. Pero basta ang expect mo yung 3 points, hindi mo mawawala yun kay Bertans. Saka yung role niya sa Washington, very safe yan. Kasi Hachimura is not a shooter, Bryant is not a shooter, kailangan mo na isang big na talagang will stretch the floor for John Wall. Lalo na si John Wall. Kailangan may papasa siya, meron siyang kick-out man.
3-point shooter, yeah.
Oo, so very, very safe yan for me, si Davis Bertans.
Okay, so I think next year medyo magiging hot player pa rin si Bertans. Pero
I think, oo.
Mas kilala na siya compared to this year kasi this year parang yung expectations parang hindi pa medyo mataas, nagulat pa yung mga tao dun sa expectations sa kanya. Parang
putol pa yung daliri niya, na?
Oo, lang ang daliri.
Putol pa yung daliri niya. Trivia lang natin sa mga listeners natin. Putol pa yung daliri niya.
Sama lang ang daliri niya. Tapos, galing pa tumira sa tres. Alright. So, that wraps up yung all the teams bust, MVPs, and studs, bust, and sleepers. So, the last part would be the overall fantasy awards that we're gonna discuss, and siguro for next week yon. And I'd like to thank si Eric for joining us, and then si Nick as well for joining.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So thank you guys, and hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have comments about our picks or meron kayong other opinions about the teams that we discussed, please comment down below, and see you on the next episode. Bye guys.